morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. My name's Magno, and this is the Splendore Unique podcast. This is episode 2, and today we'll be talking about bespoke watches. Bespoke watches can be everything from DLC coating, which is changing the color of the steel parts on a watch, maybe even a gold parts of the watch to black, dark gray. There are several different colors. We'll be talking about dial personalization. That means changing the appearance of a dial. We're talking about timing setting, how long it takes to do this entire process, and a few other things. So let's start from the top. I'm going to start with the dial personalization because that's what Splendore Unique is uniquely known for, and that's pretty much everything to do with change the appearance of the dial. Most dials these days will have a brass or silver or copper base plate, and it's customized to the client's request. But most brands mass produce a lot of these dials, so there you have maybe 1,000 people with the same watch, but more specifically the personalization side of things, we particularly love it just because we can really play around with different materials. As of recent, we've been messing around or playing around with natural gemstone dials. So that's anything from malachite, marble, whatever. Yeah, those are the two that I can remember off the top of my head. So yeah, we've been playing with the natural gemstones. But let me take you right to the beginning of how it all started with our company, Splendore Unique. So we started with, rendering images of, I'm not too sure if I can say this, but Rolex watches. So we started with designing and redesigning them to tailor for the Arabic market or the Middle Eastern market, and it kind of really took off after maybe a couple of months of promotion. And what we simply did was change the numerals on the dials to something that's called Arabic script, or Eastern Arabic, or Indian or Hindu, Arabic Hindu numerals. There are several ways of explaining it. Basically, it's changing the numbers to a different language number, which I am going to get into maybe in 2 episodes time and really dive into it. Anyway, this concept came from just having a great community of clients that we had built with or built relationships with over the years, and it was really interesting to see the reception of how it was received actually, and we, from I think about 2013 2015 14, it started to really pick up. So anyway, this was changing the appearance of the dial to the numbers. It resonated with that audience and we got good reception from it, and then we kind of started doing much more stuff to dials, and that was changing colors with the numerals at the same time, and also putting names on the dials, very important people's names on dials from the Middle Eastern region, and also portraits. So we vectorize portraits and we put them on dials. So these are like things that, I would say in recent times brands directly don't do. That's why they come to companies like ours, but they did do them many years ago. I would say between the 1930s and the 1970s, I believe. I hope I got that right. But yeah, that was pretty much what we do as a company. We personalize them. We like to say personalization as opposed to customization. Customization for us means 100 people have the same design or the same color change, or there's just a lot of people. Personal means one of a kind. Personal, you feel that this design is only for you. So I might go back and forth between customization and personalization, and as well as I like to blanket statement them both as bespoke designs, or bespoke watches, or bespoke dials. So yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, the overall on the dial personalization or customization or bespoke dials. But yeah, I mean, I hope that kind of explains it a bit more. And then later on, I could do it now. In terms of how long it takes to personalize a dial or customize a dial, we generally tell clients it takes about, I don't know, seven weeks, 7 to 13 weeks, thereabouts. The reason for this is there's a whole process that I probably would go into a lot later than this episode, or even in a different episode, so that you kind of get the in-depth knowledge of it. So yeah, that's the time period. And then we go into the coating of the watch case, bezel, bracelet, crowns, the metallic structure of the watch. A lot of clients we've seen over years, I mean, well before Splendore Unique actually started customizing watches, it had been a trend globally, actually, not just in the Middle East, that clients would coat their watch with a process called DLC, which is diamond-like carbon. I did touch on it previously on the last episode, but it's basically a coating that changes, again, the appearance of the watch, and that changes it to a different color, black, dark gray. We've seen companies do like a camouflage or a navy looking coating. These are different colors of coating that can be applied to a watch. The origin of this decorative coating comes from, I guess, the medical side of things, medical, military. They used a lot of decorative coating for, I guess, to avoid, I guess, reflections and gamma rays. You know, you kind of get where I'm coming from. So yeah, I mean, that process is also what's used to change the appearance of the watch. There's a lot of clients now that want a stealth look, meaning like a dark color, so it kind of mingles in, looks like I guess a different lower end brand, but you know, if you look closely, it's actually a higher end luxury brand. Some people like to keep a very discreet appearance of what they have on their wrist, and it doesn't affect your skin whatsoever, so you know, you're really I guess covered in that respect. And then yeah, I mean, I guess after a while of having that, and then now we go into diamond setting. This is a very, very interesting part of customizing or having a bespoke timepiece. Diamond setting, actually, a lot of clients, there is actually I guess an environment of clients or an audience of clients who prefer diamond setting to be done by the factory of the brand that they have the watch from. So for instance, let's say company Rolex, for instance, does a factory setting on a watch which has diamonds of different colors, generally white, but we've seen rainbow, we've seen rubies, we've seen emeralds, we've seen different colored diamonds, and they add a very, you know, top price tag for what they've put onto a watch. Now there are people that prefer to have the same setting with maybe a different color variant, with maybe a different diamond cut variant. There's different reasons for people to do aftermarket setting, which is what it's called, where you take a standard watch that has no diamond setting on it, and then you apply or have a jeweler or a company to set diamonds on the watch in the way that you prefer, which for two reasons one of two reasons could be to have it done cheaper. So you could buy a base model, plain, no diamonds, have someone apply diamonds, and the work is cheaper. Or the brands that you're buying your watches from doesn't actually do that color variant, but you feel strongly attached to that color, and for that reason you ask a third-party company like Splendore Unique to set some diamonds on your watch. That again is totally down to the end consumer, or the owner of the watch. It isn't to do with marketing purposes or anything, which, I mean, you can benefit from it on the marketing side of things, but when it comes to really what is actually applied to a watch that somebody has purchased, it's down to him or her. Okay, so I guess one question that everybody does ask is, does customizing my watch make it a fake? This is a very controversial topic. The reason why is there are people from brands directly that would agree and say it's fake, but then there are people who do mention and really are strong with this, saying, look, if a brand can't give me what I want, then I'll go to somebody else to do it, so that I can feel satisfied and happy with the piece that I have. Now, as the years have gone on, many people have learned the skill of watchmaking. So in very there's the topics or the areas of watchmaking is very wide. So you can have specialists in different areas, such as refitting dials, I guess diamond setting, dial making, servicing watches. You know that there are a few areas that have now been covered by people independently because they've studied or watchmaking with brands directly. After some years, they decide they want to go and do their own thing. So I say that to say this, that customized pieces for us isn't considered fake. The reason why we say that is because if, for instance, a watch or dial doesn't have something that an end consumer wants on it, and he wants to feel like he's an individual, he wants to personalize and connect more with his watch than he already does, I believe he has every right, or she has every right, to go to someone who can give them what they want. It's just similar to cars, really. Someone goes into a car brand, picks up a car, you ask them, can you do this, can you do that, can you change this, can you change that, and they tell you no. You still feel strongly that you want those options, so you simply take it to somebody who can offer that service, which there are several, and it gets done. Similarly, I believe the same applies to watches. Hence the reason why Splendore Unique is still in business, and we're very happy to say we have some of the greatest clients from around the world, mostly in the Middle East. So yes, the answer to is a customization or custom watch fake? No, it's not fake. The movement is still intact. There isn't anything internal that has been changed. Customization for us means external, so anything on the outside of the watch that you can see can be considered custom and aesthetic wise, and for that reason I don't believe it's fake. However, there are now some companies who are customizing the interior parts of the watch, and that's, I mean, again, if the client wants that, then so be it. But that's not something that we have done. I would say, I think we may have just done one of those, but that's me just assuming. But on the contrary, we don't really do that. We do the exterior. We want the appearance of the watch that the client owns to resonate with him or her. International shipping. So one question we do get often is, can you ship the watch to us wherever we are in the world? The answer is yes. There are a few options. We have delivered watches to clients that customize their watches with us or personalize their watches with us, where we hand deliver it, but that of course is a crazy premium. The second option would be to ship to you guys with the I guess the courier services that most of us are aware of and familiar with, and yep, that we can do that. Of course, there's a price for that too. So yeah, I mean, the answer is yeah, we can ship it to you guys. Moving into dials, we do have a request where clients say, can you guys personalize the dial without me sending you a watch? And the answer again is yes, we can do that. We have done several watch dials over the years. Some of the watch dials, for example, the Date Just has 2 versions. We have done both versions. So that would mean that you can keep your watch dial original, and you can swap the new dial into your watch, and you will have no problems because we're just good at what we do. So we can produce a dial for you without you being there. We of course sit with you, consult with you to ensure that the designs that you want is properly represented prior to actually going into production. Does customizing my watch void the warranty? This is an interesting question. So when customizing your watch dial, or even customizing the entire watch, yes, the warranty has been voided when you customize your watch, but there are different options that you can take in order to I guess maintain the warranty. So if you are solely just customizing the dial, this can be done where you have a third party open your watch, which there are several specialists around the world. He or she can open your watch and put in the new dial that we send to you, and that of course will have your new watch looking more personalized for yourself. However, if you want to service your watch with Rolex, and look, it doesn't mean you have to service your watch with the brands that you've purchased it from. There are specialists again all over the world who have as good knowledge as they have exceptional skills in servicing pieces, so they can take apart your watch and lubricate it and polish it and do all the things that a brand will do for you, and probably even in a quicker time frame. And basically they can take out the dials that I've mentioned, and put in the original dial again and return it to you, and then you can send it to Rolex to service, or whatever brand you can service the watch with. So that, I guess, will keep the warranty of your watch. So yes, the answer to that question is yes, it does void the warranty if you personalize the dial and you then try and take the new watch or the watch with the new dial to the brand, and you ask them to service it. It will void the warranty, of course. But if you change it back to the original dial with the third-party watchmaker, then you'll be fine. Now, if you coat a watch, so that's again now changing the appearance of the metal structure. So making, DLC coating that we spoke on earlier. If you coat that watch, there's two things. You can actually remove the coating. There's a process, and it will look just as it was before it was coated. So it's the metallic structure will be present, which again is a process, and of course has a financial attachment to it as well. You have to pay for that. Yeah, if you take your watch to a brand, then it's not the way they sold it to you. Clearly, it will void the warranty. So you'd want to remove the coating first, and then apply. Then you can have the warranty reinstated. So yeah, I mean, I don't think many people will. It's either you choose one or the other. I mean, people don't really. If you customize your watch, you're not really trying to get it serviced per se by the brand who didn't customize the watch. You'd probably follow it through with the brand, but there are people out there that would love to keep or maintain a warranty with a watch brand, and then move forward with the servicing on their books. So that rounds up everything on bespoke watches. So we touched on dial personalization, coating, diamond setting, lead time for production. Actually, just to touch quickly back on the coating. Coating takes about 3 weeks to do. So if you're ever coating a watch, you shouldn't really be waiting more than 3 weeks for it to be coated and returned back to you. Dial personalization is what takes the longest time to do, because you have to remake dials, or there's a lot that needs to be done. I mean, you can also personalize on top of a pre-existing original dial, but that will void the warranty with the brands itself. I mean, sorry, it is a lot of information, but I mean, I'm sure you could play this back and kind of pause and take notes, and make some comments in the description, in the comment section. So yeah, that kind of just rounds up the lead time for production on dial personalization and coating. And an entire watch, I mean, the dial is what really takes the most time. Again, we've covered everything from checking if it's fake, if it's customized. Well, for us, we don't consider it to be fake, but somebody else may do. It's all subject to opinion, in my opinion. Sending your watch in, I really didn't touch on that. So yes, you can send your watch in for this process to take place, but you can also produce dials for you to obviously switch your existing dials with. And yeah, I mean, we've covered everything in my opinion. So I mean, if there's anything that I haven't covered or I've been unclear about, it'll be great for you guys to really touch base on it with me. You can drop us an email or drop us a message in the DMs or comment section, wherever. We're very welcoming, and we'd love to hear your opinion on this topic. So yes, I'm out. My name's Magno. Peace. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Splendore Unique. Also, pay our website a visit for unique and artistic designs at www.splendoreunique.com.